G'day guys, thanks for watching four-wheel driving in New South Wales. Today we're going to be testing a Dune Double Swag purchased from Anaconda. This is an unbiased review on a swag. I don't get paid for this review, nor do I get the product free. It's simply a swag review I purchased at Christmas time. It's a double swag, paid $299 I think when they're on sale. They're back up now to $4.99, so it's a really good bargain. I've got one here right at my feet. We're going to give it a test and review it and see what we think of it. So be sure to keep watching. We'll just do a time lapse of setting up, but the whole rollout, pegging and everything takes literally about 3 minutes and you're ready to camp for the night. Just doing it out here in the bush, beautiful surroundings, so let's get into it. Okay, so we've set the swag up. In the video it took 15 seconds, it probably took 2 minutes all up. I haven't pegged it out yet because we're not staying here for the night, but it does have a good sized flap at either end, which once pegged back, that does a great job on keeping the water out if it does happen to rain overnight. Now you do get a kit with it, has all the pegs, some bits and pieces to go with it. This is a swag I bought at Christmas time, so I have used it a couple of times, hence a few marks here and there on it. It's not brand new out of the packet today for the review, but it is a great swag. I've seasoned it. Make sure any swag, irrespective of brand, you must season them, which I do have seasoning tips on my website, and there will also be a video on there. But quick version, you need to wet the swag 3 or 4 times, let it dry. You repeat that process, let it dry, saturate it, let it dry. And by doing that, all the seams and the holes from the stitching basically have a chance to fill up with water. They swell up and it becomes fully waterproof. I've slept in this a couple of times now in the rain and it hasn't got any water in. The only moisture you tend to get in swags overnight is if you have too many blankets or too much heat inside. They will sweat if you have everything zipped up, and when you get up in the morning you might find moisture in there, which a lot of people think it's leaked, but it's purely condensation from your body. So I'll just run through. As I said, there's a kit there, won't open it up, there's pegs, some ropes and bits and pieces inside. It does only feature an entry zipper on one side only, which it's not a big deal. If I'd paid $500 for it, I'd like a second zipper on the other side, purely so that if it's set up and you need to get out of one side or the other, you don't have to worry about having the swag turned around. So not a big deal, more of a convenience. This is the double swag, so it measures 2.1 long by 1400 I think it is, or 1440 wide, so you can easily sleep 2 people in there. I did have a single one before this, but I had a couple of issues with the zipper, which I returned and upgraded to this one. Very, very big thanks to Anaconda for allowing me to do that. Even with the single, one of my daughters slept in there a couple of times camping with me. Wasn't too bad. It was a little bit tight, a little bit too much body heat through the night, so the double just gives you that extra width. So I'll open it up. What I do like, this is the newer model, so the previous one I had didn't have that extra flap of canvas on there. So the problem was, because it was basically the zipper was there, of a night if you had this too loose and it wasn't stretched out tight enough, the water would actually run in underneath, get through the zipper and get inside the swag. So they've obviously, a bit of feedback, they've put this extra skin of canvas on, like a lot of the ones on the market now. So the idea being that once you do zip it up, you zip your zipper, and then that simply folds over, which creates another layer. So if it does rain, the water would have to get in under there, and then in under there to get inside. So as I said, mine's been really good. It's not let any water in thus far. A couple of loops on the top if you want to roll that up and tie it up. There's a loop at either end. couple of velcros in the middle just to hold the centre section up. So I'll flip it over, I'll just open this up. Now, out of the shop, they come standard with a 50mm foam mattress. 50mm is not too bad. I've got another thicker mattress from an old bed from years ago, which I basically lay in there as well, just for a little bit of extra comfort. It does bring the height up a little bit more, so you don't have as much headroom when you're in there. But yeah, 50mm is normally enough for most applications, and when you roll your swag out, if you just look for the ideal spot with no big rocks, no big sticks, 50mm more than adequate. Inside, well, before we go inside, as I said, there's a good sized flap on either end, which once that's pegged back, all the water runs off. It does have a zippered window in each end, which so on the end here, as I said, there's a section of canvas. Underneath there's a good sized fly screen area with, if I can find the zipper, with a decent good fly mesh that stops both mozzies and any little bites from getting through. It's quite a fine, I think they call it the no-seam mesh, so it doesn't let any small insects or creepy crawlies in. And there is also a canvas section, which obviously if it does get cool through the night, you can zip that up as well. I don't mind a cool breeze though. When I'm camping, I do really enjoy the cold weather on my face. It makes you feel warmer, I think, in bed. So I usually just leave that down like so, set my sleeping bag up in there, and I don't mind the breeze through. And if you keep either end open or both ends a little bit open, just with the fly screen zipped up, and you get a bit of cross ventilation, you don't tend to get the condensation problems as much. Now inside there is a pocket at one end, which can be either your head or the feet. A couple of little storage pockets there. You can put your car keys, mobile phone, wallet, whatever you like secure. Overnight, sometimes you hop in the bed and you might realise you've left a bit of change in your pocket or whatever, so you can shot that in as well. As I said, I have used this swag a couple of times now since I got it in Christmas. Therefore, there's a couple of marks on it here and there. So keep that in mind with the review. As I say, it's not straight out of the packet. But that's your canvas zipped up, fully waterproof, and then obviously, if you were leaving it open, you can either just shut that through the night or roll both up. I tend to always I like to leave the fly screen zipped up all the time in case through the night you do get hot. You can always open that other window and not worry about mosquitoes, etc. Good solid fiberglass poles, plenty of attachment points. The only thing I am a little disappointed in, I don't know, they must be using the cheapest quality iridescent glow-in-the-dark material, because both swags I've had, this silver coating tends to come off within a couple of weeks. Now I've only had this set up, I had it out in the backyard for about a week or two while I was seasoning it. I don't know why this seems to just, the Aussie sun seems to attack it. That's something that they may need to look at doing better. If it's not going to last, then just don't bother putting it on there. It's a bit of a sort of reflective glow in the dark thing, I think, at night, so that you can find your way back to your bed, but kind of pointless if a month after you've boarded it, it sort of perishes off there. So same thing down the other end. We've got another window, both with fly mesh and canvas. Now the mattress, as I said, 50mm, a good base, good waterproof base. I haven't had any water come up through it, and I have slept in it one night in the backyard just to test it after I seasoned it. We had a lot of rain, didn't get any water, no damp, no moisture or anything through there. As I said, we've set this up on quite a rough, bumpy, rocky path here today for the review, but as I said, 50mm, more than adequate. Plenty of room. As I said, I'm about 6'3", 190 odd centimetres, and as you can see, I've got full length My head's only just touching at the end. My feet have still got a good couple of inches. Nice and comfy, even on this pebbly track. And there's plenty of room. You'd easily fit 2 people in here through the night. Normally I peg these side flaps. I tend to peg them up with a twist pole or a tent pole, so they're up almost like an awning, and that tends to keep it all a bit more taut and tight, so you're not going to have that on your face through the night. But at the end of it, once you're in bed, you're not really getting up and sitting, moving around too much. So plenty of room, 2 people, wife, the kids, whatever. And if you're on your own camping, plenty of room. As I say, you can stretch corner to corner, lay out, beautiful. Warm night, you've got the zip up mesh, and if you roll both sides up, roll both flaps of canvas up on the other side, do the same there, just leave both meshes open, and you can see all the stars as you lay in your bed. So out of 10 I'd have to give this swag, I reckon, a good solid 8, 8.5. If they did want to put a second zippered side window on the other side, and as I said, maybe fix up this reflective tape, just get rid of it altogether if it's not going to last, because that does disappoint a little bit. Not the end of the world. Fix that, put another zippered window on that side. That'd be a solid, I'd say 10 out of 10, even a 12 out of 10. Very happy with it, especially, as I say, when I bought it for half price. The only other thing I could say to Anaconda as a supplier, because Dune is their own brand, for the $500 they should give you a carry bag. I bought this one in today in a carry bag, which is actually another brand carry bag. I won't mention that brand. It's a bag off a swag that a friend of ours had purchased. The zipper on the bag broke a few weeks after he bought it. Contacted him, they gave him a new bag, and he said to me, did I want it for mine? So they don't come with a bag as standard. As I said, $4.99 full retail. They should have a carry bag for them, just to protect them when they're in the garage at home or up on your roof racks of your 4-wheel drive. But at $2.99 I can't really complain. So really good quality, good solid canvas. I will put a link or some of the technical specs on the website as far as the GSM. I can't think of it off the top of my head now. They do come with a 12 or 24 month warranty. Very good quality, very happy with it. So be sure to keep watching. We are going to review other products as they come along, and as I said, it's unbiased. Keep watching, good stuff. Thank you. If you like this video, please hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe, because we are going to do further videos in the future. And if you've got any comments or questions, please post below. And we'll also have information on the website, 4-wheeling in New South Wales. Thank you very much for watching.